Chasing Red is a heart-touching love story about two completely different people who find something unexpected in each other. When Caleb, a charming and confident college star, sees Veronica, a mysterious and broken girl in a red dress, something changes in him. He offers her a place to stay, and from that moment, their lives begin to intertwine. What starts as kindness turns into friendship, and slowly, into a passionate love that neither of them can ignore. The story explores how love can heal, how trust can grow even from painful pasts, and how sometimes, the person who saves you, might also be the one who steals your heart. Chasing Red is about second chances, emotional connection, and the deep desire to be seen, loved, and accepted for who you truly are. The soft morning light filtered gently through the sheer curtains, painting golden streaks across the room. The bed sheets, smooth and freshly laundered, were not hers. Neither was the warmth of the bed, nor the scent in the air. Veronica stirred slowly, her brows softly furrowed, still wrapped in the drowsy fog of sleep. Her pink nightsuit clung to her gently, the cotton warm against her skin. As she turned on her side, a subtle, lingering scent drifted to her nose, rich, clean, and undeniably male. Her eyes fluttered open. A flash of confusion crossed her face. Her heart skipped a beat. That unmistakable cologne, woodsy, musky, a little spicy, wasn't just in the air. It clung to the pillow beside her. It was the kind of scent that made her stomach flutter without permission. Familiar, comforting, and yet, startling. She sat up slowly, brushing a strand of hair from her cheek, and looked around. This wasn't her small, worn-down apartment. The room was modern, minimal, and strangely quiet. A tall bookshelf stood against one wall, filled not with dusty romance novels like hers, but thick books probably untouched. A sleek leather jacket was slung over a chair in the corner. And on the nightstand sat a glass of water, half full, as if someone had thoughtfully left it there. Her breath hitched. Pieces of the night before flickered back in her memory like a flickering film reel. The rain, her empty wallet, her landlord's final warning echoing in her head. And then Caleb's voice, calm, deep, reassuring, offering her shelter, a place to stay. Just for the night. She hadn't meant to fall asleep. Not here. Not in his bed. Veronica pulled the blanket tighter around her, both from embarrassment and the strange chill dancing up her spine, not from cold, but from the realization of how close she was to him, and how safe she felt here. From the kitchen, a soft clink of dishes reached her ears. She looked down at herself, cheeks flushing pink. Her heartbeat was louder now, almost matching the ticking clock on the wall. She'd meant to stay guarded, tough, distant. The soft morning light filtered gently through the sheer curtains, painting golden streaks across the room. The bed sheets, smooth and freshly laundered, were not hers. Neither was the warmth of the bed, nor the scent in the air. Veronica stirred slowly, her brows softly furrowed, still wrapped in the drowsy fog of sleep. Her pink nightsuit clung to her gently, the cotton warm against her skin. As she turned on her side, a subtle, lingering scent drifted to her nose, rich, clean, and undeniably male. Her eyes fluttered open. A flash of confusion crossed her face. Her heart skipped a beat. That unmistakable cologne, woodsy, musky, a little spicy, wasn't just in the air. It clung to the pillow beside her. It was the kind of scent that made her stomach flutter without permission. Familiar, comforting, and yet, startling. She sat up slowly, brushing a strand of hair from her cheek, and looked around. This wasn't her small, worn-down apartment. The room was modern, minimal, and strangely quiet. A tall bookshelf stood against one wall, filled not with dusty romance novels like hers, but thick books probably untouched. A sleek leather jacket was slung over a chair in the corner. And on the nightstand sat a glass of water, half full, as if someone had thoughtfully left it there. Her breath hitched. Pieces of the night before flickered back in her memory like a flickering film reel. The rain, her empty wallet, her landlord's final warning echoing in her head. And then Caleb's voice, calm, deep, reassuring, offering her shelter, a place to stay. Just for the night. She hadn't meant to fall asleep. Not here. Not in his bed. Veronica pulled the blanket tighter around her, both from embarrassment and the strange chill dancing up her spine, not from cold, but from the realization of how close she was to him, and how safe she felt here. From the kitchen, a soft clink of dishes reached her ears. She looked down at herself, cheeks flushing pink. Her heartbeat was louder now, almost matching the ticking clock on the wall. She'd meant to stay guarded. Tough. Distant. But how do you stay guarded, when someone lets you sleep in their bed, leaves water for you, and smells like the kind of safety you've never known? Would you like the next part of the story, when Caleb enters the room, or maybe they have their first soft morning conversation? But how do you stay guarded, when someone lets you sleep in their bed, leaves water for you, and smells like the kind of safety you've never known? Would you like the next part of the story, when Caleb enters the room, or maybe they have their first soft morning conversation? Veronica starts remembering the previous night, deals with the call about her rent, and we move into a deeper scene at the hotel with Caleb, romantic, emotional, and slightly dramatic in tone, keeping true to the chasing red vibe. Veronica brought the coffee mug to her lips, breathing in the comforting warmth. As the silence settled, flashes of the night before began threading their way back into her mind slowly, then all at once. The cold sidewalk. The eviction notice. Her landlord's voice, cold and final. The sound of her phone ringing non-stop from unknown numbers, debt collectors, maybe. And then, the bar. She remembered sitting in a corner, arms wrapped around herself, the storm raging outside and inside. She hadn't planned to call him. Caleb had been nothing more than the guy who flirted with everyone, who made girls giggle and guys annoyed. But in that moment, with her pride crumbling and her options gone, she'd scrolled through her contacts and stopped at his name. And he had come. No questions. No judgment. Just Caleb, standing in the rain, looking at her like she mattered. She sighed, placing the coffee down and pushing the blanket off. "I need to go," she said softly, almost to herself. Caleb looked up. "Go where?" She swung her legs over the side of the bed, adjusting the hem of her pink nightsuit top. "Home," she muttered, even though the word felt empty. "Veronica," he said, gently but firmly. "You told me last night. You don't have anywhere to go right now. Just stay. For a while." Before she could respond, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. Unknown caller. She hesitated, but answered anyway. "Hello. Veronica," her landlord's voice snapped, rough and impatient. "You didn't come get your stuff. You have till tonight. After that, it's going in the trash. And don't forget you still owe last month's rent. I'm done waiting." He hung up. Her throat tightened. Caleb watched her quietly, sensing everything without asking. "Want me to drive you?" he asked gently. She hesitated, and then nodded. They arrived at the small motel where her things were dumped in black garbage bags outside the door of her old unit. Caleb stood beside her in silence as she slowly bent to gather them, her hands trembling with humiliation and quiet rage. "Don't," she whispered. "Don't say anything. Just, let me get this over with." "I wasn't going to," he replied softly, lifting the heaviest bag onto his shoulder like it weighed nothing. "But you're not doing this alone." An hour later, they were in a modest hotel room, temporary, he insisted. Just until she figured things out. Veronica sat on the edge of the bed, her fingers brushing over the collar of a folded shirt. One of Caleb's. He'd given it to her to change into while she took a hot shower. Her hair was still damp, her heart a mess of knots. She turned to find him by the window, hands in his pockets, watching the world outside. "Why are you doing this?" she asked, voice barely above a whisper. He turned, met her eyes. Because, he said slowly, you looked at me last night like I was the only person left in your world. Her breath caught. And for the first time, he added, stepping closer, I didn't want to be anywhere else but right there, with you. The room was silent. But their hearts were screaming. She didn't say a word. Just stood, slowly, walked toward him, and let her forehead rest gently against his chest. And for the first time in weeks, Veronica didn't feel like she was falling. She felt like she was being caught. Slow, emotionally rich evening in the hotel room where Veronica and Caleb share their secrets. The tension simmers gently, and a tender, hesitant kiss begins to bloom. The sky outside the hotel room faded into twilight. City lights flickered through the window, dancing shadows across the walls. The bed was unmade, their clothes were simple, but the moment felt like something rare. Veronica sat cross-legged at the head of the bed, wrapped in one of the hotel's thick blankets, her damp hair now falling over her shoulder. Caleb leaned against the headboard beside her, legs stretched out, one arm resting behind his neck as he looked up at the ceiling. They had been quiet for a while, letting the silence breathe. But it wasn't uncomfortable. It was peaceful. Like they'd both stopped pretending for a while. She was the first to speak. I used to think love was weakness, she said quietly. Like, needing someone made you easy to break. Caleb turned his head slowly, watching her. And now? I still don't know. She gave a soft laugh, but it was hollow. But if it's supposed to feel like this, I think I'm scared of how much I want it. He didn't speak right away. Then, his voice, low and calm, came like a quiet storm. I've been scared too. Of getting close. Of caring too much. Because people leave. And when they do, it wrecks you. She turned her face toward him. So why me? His eyes met hers. Steady. Honest. Because you looked like you were trying so hard to be strong, it made me want to protect the part of you you're hiding. That did something to her. Veronica's heart fluttered wildly in her chest. Her eyes stung a little. No one had ever said something like that to her. No one had seen through her like that. She looked down at their hands again, still resting between them, fingers occasionally brushing, like two people too afraid to hold on, but more afraid to let go. Then, slowly, her fingers closed around his. Caleb looked down, surprised, and then up into her eyes. Her voice was barely a whisper. Don't let go. His hand tightened around hers. I won't. There was a pause, the air charged with something electric but fragile. Veronica leaned in, just a little. Her face was close enough now that she could see the flecks of gold in his brown eyes. Her lips parted slightly, like a question hanging in the air. Caleb moved closer, too slow, cautious, like this moment was something sacred. Then, he kissed her. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't perfect. It was soft, hesitant, almost shy, the kind of kiss that said I see you rather than I want you. And in that kiss, Veronica felt something shift. Something inside her cracked open, not in pain, but in relief. When they pulled back, neither of them spoke. But in that stillness, everything had changed. But this was only the beginning. Stay tuned, because their story is just getting started. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and like the